I have never had this much bee attention back here. Come on, girl. Come on. I'm sorry. Did she get you? She went down your shirt.
This is me, NBCLX storyteller Cody Broadway. If you can't tell, this is a story about bees, and I wasn't a fan of them at the time, but this is how 3 LA beekeepers would soon change my mind. So, let's begin.
Hey, Ken, it's Cody Broadway. How are you?
I'm good. What's going on?
First up, Ken. He's been keeping bees in his backyard for over a year now.
How's it going? Ken, good to see you.
Ken has what he calls a bee-friendly backyard.
Bee friendly. Well, all these plants, absolutely, pretty much everything we've planted is something that bees like, are healthy for bees, butterflies, pollinators, basically, because bees aren't the only pollinators.
What attracted me to Ken's story is that it sounded very familiar. He was against having thousands of stinging insects living in his backyard.
First, my other half was, we're getting bees, and I said, no, we're not. We're not. And then I started reading about them. I'm like, oh, these are cool. They're cool little creatures.
So how many bees would you say you have in your backyard?
So I would say I'm in the probably 30 to 50,000.
Yeah, 30 to 50,000 bees.
Well, you'll see when we get into it. You'll see when I open that hive. There's a lot of bees in there.
So here we go, 30 to 50,000 bees await. Ken was kind enough to lend me a XX bee suit that would swallow me, but I was okay with that. Less of a chance of getting stung, or at least that's what I thought.
That's where they'll get irritated because you're blocking them.
Okay.
Here we go. Now watch how they move.
Yeah, I see them.
Watch how they move.
Ken wasn't kidding. Thousands of bees swarmed around us quickly. He would later say that the wind could have played a role in causing the bees to be so aggressive.
You're fine. You're fine.
I know.
You want me to hold your hand?
Nope.
Okay.
So what was the selling point to you during your research that you said, yes, honey, I agree with you. We need to have a couple of hives?
In a nutshell, number one was, they don't act with malice. They're not mean. They're not out to sting you every chance they get. They just want to do their job, live their life. And then I just started reading more about them, and I started reading about, well, 30% of our food comes from them. Mm-hmm. I'd never realized really how important they were. I knew they were important, but just I didn't know the level. How's your heart rate?
We're doing good.
All right.
I was getting bumped in all directions, which I would later discover was a warning.
Get out of my way. What?
Oh, I got stung.
No,
in the
where?
chin. Yeah, in the chin. Is it on me?
Get it off you.
The stinger was still attached, so Ken quickly removed it.
When I'm stung, does that send out a message to other
Well,
bees?
you notice how I said, oh, and I got it right away
Yes.
and took it out, and I threw a little smoke at you?
Mm-hmm.
They communicate with pheromones. So when that stinger goes in, not only is that sac pumping more venom in you, that's why you get it off you as soon as possible, but it's also sending a pheromone out telling all the other bees, this is where you're gonna sting. It's like a GPS, this is where to sting. So had we not pulled that out and just smoked you a little bit, more bees would have come to that area of your hood.
So the fun didn't stop there.
What is it with you?
Got another one.
Where is it?
I got hit right here. Am I good?
Yeah, why are they not getting me, but they're getting you? You gotta be calm. You wanted to do this story.
Ken was right. I did want to do this story. In 1 year of having bees, Ken was stung only 3 times.
Sorry.
Did she get you? She went down your shirt.
On this day, I was stung his yearly total 3 times.
That was kind of funny.
But that wasn't going to stop me. 3 bee stings in and 2 days to go. Next, I meet with Nick and his wife Eileen. They have a small business around their backyard bees.
Hi, Nick. Hi, Cody Broadway. How you doing? I'm doing well.
Well, I'm a backyard beekeeper. Right now I have 3 hives here, 2 hives up in Topanga.
Did it always start out as the idea of having a small business?
No, I never, who in their right mind ever even thinks about being a beekeeper? Like I said, I'm from Brooklyn. You know, if you would have told me back then, I didn't even know what a bee was. You know, it's go around. It's something that you just fall into.
And that's exactly what Nick did.
Well, I'm Nick's wife, so I live with him and the bees. I make soap. We can the honey. I make soap. I make candles. I started doing the soap about the same time he started with the bees, and I started the soap because I was having skin problems.
So what was your skin condition that you had?
I actually had a non-contagious form of leprosy is what they finally diagnosed it with, and I did need severe medication for it. I needed a medication that is used for leprosy.
Eileen is very sensitive to perfumes, soaps, and detergents, so she had no other option but to go natural.
All things natural. Natural candles, not burning paraffin, not burning petroleum products, using the beeswax in the candle making, but I'm all good now.
There's a big concern now about the bee populations declining, and that's more than true. For every square mile in nature, there's 5 to 6 hives, naturally speaking. Okay, that's what it is to stay. Commercial guys have thousands of hives. When you got 7 hives in a square mile, there isn't that much, there isn't that much drift. It's one bee going into another hive, spreading diseases. A bee's not stupid. If it feels that its hive is starting to go south, it'll leave. It'll go into another hive. Unfortunately, when that bee goes into a new hive, there's an excellent chance that there's a mite on it, and it'll infect that hive.
The varroa mite is a major threat to beehives. Once inside the beehive, the mite multiplies in the brood cell where the queen has laid her eggs. When the bee hatches, it is often infected. If untreated by the beekeeper, it could collapse an entire colony, causing thousands of infected bees to find a new hive. But this isn't the only threat bees are facing.
Beekeeping mirrors the agricultural industry. Everybody's complaining about the pesticides that are killing the bees. A loaf of bread costs you $5. If they didn't use those pesticides, a loaf of bread would cost you, $20. The things that are hurting the bees are the exact same things that keep our prices down in supermarkets. In order to really help the bees, we're going to have to make a concerted effort to change the way we live. It's really a hard, tough place we're in. What I'm doing right now is not right.
It's not right.
Not right at all.
Why is that?
Because I don't have a smoker. I don't have a suit on. This is like suicide, okay? But if I tell you to run, I go out there with, sometimes I don't even wear my veil.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is a crazy thing to do. I would go out there in my underwear, and you get stung everywhere. It's like, oh my, this is crazy.
How many times have you been stung?
A lot. In places that I don't want to mention.
So here I go again, this time at a distance with a zoom lens.
I got stung.
You just got stung?
Yeah.
Oh, holy smokes.
Okay, now we move out of here.
We need to get?
Yeah, no, it's enough. If I got stung once, then
Nick was having a difficult time locating the stinger, causing bees to follow.
Oh yeah, they're following you.
yeah.
Oh snap. Ah!
No, it's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, come. It's all right. Don't worry about it.
Oh, it's right there. It's right around you. It's circling.
It's okay. If one follows you, it's fine. If 1, 2, 3, it's fine. If 5 or 6 start following you, then you got a problem.
What is a world without bees?
We'd die. We'd be dead. I think 30% of our food is fertilized by bees. Again, I'm not a kumbaya guy, but bees are a big deal. I never thought of it. It's a bee. What the hell is it? No, but they are extremely important. I told you what I was doing was suicide.
Now, over to Mid-City, where the bee nanny of LA introduces me to a unique profession.
What I do is I place beehives on people's properties for them and take care of the bees. I was definitely among the first, but the thing is, a lot of people tried doing this right around the time I was doing it. Mm-hmm. It's hard. It didn't work out for most of the rest of them.
So, as far as your clientele,
Yes.
what got you into that of branching out and
I
helping
wish
others?
I knew.
What started out as taking care of a few hives around LA all changed after one phone call.
I got this phone call from somebody named Andrew Zimmern, TV chef. Bizarre Foods, that's the name of his show. So that little 5-minute segment brought me a huge exposure.
Celebrities and public figures around LA soon reached out to Ruth requesting her services. They all wanted the honey but needed a professional like Ruth to help take care of the hives year-round.
These shop towels have been soaked in oxalic acid and glycerin, and they are killing any mite that comes into contact with it. Mites are a certain shape, very, very round, very particular kind of shape.
Ruth decided to do a mite check on the hive by performing a method called alcohol wash.
Most of the mites are in the brood nest.
Unfortunately, this technique will result in the death of approximately 300 bees. If the test reveals 7 or more mites, the hive could have a mite infestation that could ultimately lead to the collapse of the hive.
Oval red things, those are the mites.
1, 2, 3, 6.
Really? Exactly 6?
The hive passed. Ruth will continue to do treatments and run another test in the coming weeks.
For like 500 square miles, nothing but almonds. So all the pests of the almonds, and when the bees are there, all the pests of the bees come and congregate where it's like a feeding frenzy. So yes, the pesticides, and yes, you know, the fungicide, pesticide, herbicide cocktail that they throw out there, and those things do have, they cause what we call toxicosis, or, you know, a death event. You go up to your hive and all the bees are dead on the ground in front of it. That's classic. You know, in order to fix the problem, you have to go deeper than just chemical companies shouldn't be selling that to farmers. Because what's the alternative? We have to change the whole paradigm.
Honeybees are facing many threats in the world today, from mites to pesticides, and now a new threat, the murder hornet, that has the potential to devastate the US bee population. Nick, Ruth, and Ken all changed my perspective. In order for us to help the declining bee numbers, we must rethink the way we operate. Because at the end of the day, a world without bees could mean the end of all of us.